الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. شكرا دكتورة أمل. Okay, my name is Salim Al Harthi. In fact, I'm a scientist. I'm a professor in physics and nanotechnology. So don't expect much from risk management. I have been doing risk management for the last 3 years. Can you play, please? The first thing I want to say is that we are there to reform and transform. My duty at Sultan Qaboos University, I'm trying to combine risk management and science and innovation. Okay, I have been there for the last 28 years. So what I'm going to do, a little bit, as Dr. Amal said, where is she? She's there, and I'll try to entertain you if I can. If not, then I'm sorry. I'm not going to dance, of course. Okay, the first thing, let me just focus on the title there. You can see the first thing there is loss prevention and creating value by influencing the desired behavior. So here is not any behavior, it's a desired behavior. Well, the first thing I'll start with loss prevention. Okay, you see here, this is heavy metal. Okay, it's kept here in the wrong position. It can fall on me and it can cause an injury. So it would be better we put it down. So that is related to risk. The second thing is creating value. I have here, if, oh, it went out, no problem. If Dr. Amal can accept this gift from me, I'm trying to create value in Wasta, so she'll give me 2 minutes extra. It's a book of 100 questions and answers with 100 videos. So there is a CD there. Yeah, so that is yours. But of course, I want everyone to clap hands for Samara. Thank you very much for inviting me and this opportunity. Also, this is your book and CD. But I can see some gentlemen looking at me saying that, look, this guy, he only gives gifts to ladies. Then I'm not a womanizer. This is a gift for you, randomly. If you want more, you can get from me. And I can see also people saying this is not enough. I can give you also at the back. Okay. My time will go, but you can get, if you want, just email me through that email, then you'll get a gift. However, I can see that people are not happy. Then I'm not rich. This is idea from my daughter. I'm going to give you money with the signature on it. Otherwise, I'll go to jail, no signature. So this is yours. She'll give me extra minute. Please accept me. I'm not trying to be rude. Please. You see, I'm giving this money to people I know, then they can return it back. Okay? Please, this is a gift from me. Yes. Okay, you can distribute the rest. So this is not fake money, it's real money. I'll tell you why. Okay? I can see our young, beautiful lady complaining. So this is a course. No problem. Oh, she's very clever. Based on that, this is a gift from you. 31,000 ISO complete course. Inside, we have small boxes. Don't open it till you reach home. Okay, good. So let us go back. So here we are trying to create value. I'm going to talk about behavior. Yeah? The behavior, we are living in a very dynamic era. Things are changing very fast. Okay? Behavior, some of them, we know them. And some of them, we cannot predict them. Some of them are uncertain. They are linked to risk. Then after that, I'm going to talk about really behavior can form a culture, and then the culture can transform or can result in resilience. Now, first, let us take a very simple definition. What is risk? Okay? What is risk? ISO is telling us risk is the effect of uncertainty on the objectives. So here we have effect. Yeah? If I hit I'm hurt. So it's a negative effect. I'm sure when I gave you money, it was a positive one, okay? So the effect can be positive or negative. Negative is the threat. Positive are opportunities. On uncertainty, risk is uncertain. It's not certain. There is a big difference between problems and issues. Problems are not risk, please. Problems are very important, but you know them. They are for sure you know them, and you can provide solutions. So any risk is uncertain. في غموض, you don't know it, okay? You are dealing with the probability and frequencies and things, you don't know them. But more than that, these uncertainties affect on the objective. So if you don't have objectives, you don't have risk. As we said, عمانيين انت مغيب ما في عندك أهداف. So if you want to talk about risk, then you have to have objectives. This risk, this uncertainty, which you don't know about it fully, will affect on your objectives. Of course, objectives can be personal objectives, institutional objectives, strategic objectives, operational objectives, and so on and so forth. So this is very, very important. Well, then we can say, look, risk management is about, it's just a risk is a double coin side. You think about 99% of institutions, they think about bad things, okay? We have heard today Dr. Khalifa. We have heard today about insurance with Ahmed and Peter. All of them were talking about this side of the coin. But what about the other side of the coin, which is opportunity? So we are talking about upside risk and downside risk. So here, if you want to promote risk management, try really to strike a balance between the two sides of the coin. Risk is not bad always. People, they know this. You can avoid risk, you can transfer them, you can reduce them. We call this risk response strategies. But opportunities also, you can share them, you can exploit them, you can maximize them, even you can escalate an opportunity. Now, if you are a very good institution in risk management, you can just protect the value. Don't do this, comply with the HSC requirement and so on and so forth. But if you want really to create a value, yeah, take a little bit calculated risk with something we call it risk appetite. We are very close to the lunch now. I have to talk about appetite. That's what distinguish a well-developed or an entrepreneur compared to another person, okay? So you need a little bit, if you want to create value, take a little bit of risk. But if you want to protect value, then have very nice HSC and compliance management and good risk management, then here you are protecting value. But if you want to add a little bit, okay, to create value based on your risk appetite, then think about opportunities. Well, a behavior is an action. You have seen here behavior, my behavior. I hope nobody took a photo. Today, you'll see it in the news or social media that Professor Salim Al Harthi from SQU, we have a lot of financial crisis and problems. He was distributing money. This is not, I'm a very poor person. This was my daughter. He collected this from Idea, okay, during Eid. And we have very bad habits, some parents. We take that money and use it for petrol, to put petrol in our car. So I need to return this money to my daughter, but keep it with you. So please, social media, I'm not distributing. This is not Ali Bimani money, not Salim Al Harthi money. It's my daughter's money. I'm not rich. I'm a very poor person. Okay? So that was a behavior. Okay? This behavior can influence by attitude. We have a saying, please translate it in Arabic, ذيل الكلب ما يعدل, something like that. Okay? I'm sorry about human rights of dogs or something like that. I'm so sorry. But we said the tail of the dog. Translator, please. I don't know how to. Okay? Okay? Our Egyptian friends, they said, عادت حليمة لعادتها القديمة. العادة, attitude. So behavior is affected by attitude. Okay? Then a culture. I'll show you the relationship between culture and attitude and behavior. People. Yeah? You are a mixture of private sector and government sector, public sectors. If you have an employee who was working in the private sector and comes to Sultan Qaboos University, which is a public sector, all public sectors, we are known that lazy, a little bit, minna, shway. You cannot translate it, I'm sorry. What happens, that guy who is coming from the private sector, he'll start become a little bit, energetic and trying to show that I have experience, I can do things differently. After a few months, he'll be like them. Or he'll be affected by them. It depends how strong that guy is. And vice versa. So people can affect us. Environment can affect us. Rules, regulation, process, systems. But the most important thing is the technology. I can see now I'm talking to you, some people are on their mobile phone. And I'll show you that, how that is going to change our behavior. And I'm sure you know it. So let us start with the risk attitude. A single person, like Peter or Dr. Khalifa, he can have different attitudes based on different situations, okay? We call this attitude spectrum. So for example, here, if you tell him, look, go and do a little bit wasta of somebody whose case in the court is not strong enough, try, you have experience to promote him, then he'll get that case and he'll win the case. Dr. Khalifa said, no, here I'm risk averse, my risk appetite is low in these 5 minutes. No, I don't believe it. Now, the risk culture is the culture where people, they agree on something, but to me, the definition of I'm 30 minutes, not 15. I was surprised. Okay, now let me go back. So, it's a joke. Here, this guy here is in between, Muhammad in between. He can help you. But here is somebody who is really hungry. His appetite is very, very high. And his risk-taking. This is our entrepreneurs, okay? So there is a relationship between attitude, this curve here. By the way, if you know electronics and science, this is current against voltage diode, okay? I'm sure maybe none of you understood what I'm saying. But this is in science. Here you can see that you have high appetite of taking risk. Well, a culture is defined that it's a values, belief, where people, they agree on them and they share that. But to me, a culture is when the boss is not around. Full stop. Ali Bimani, my boss is not around, so I'll try playing. When the boss is not around, whatever is happening, parents are not at home, what is happening at home, that's a culture. Okay? So you don't need to understand that, the long definition. Well, you can use in your institution, if you want to change the culture, you start with attitude. A for attitude. We call this ABC model. A is for attitude, B for behavior, and the behavior will form a culture. But a culture can influence the behavior or can influence the attitude, okay? So these three things needs to be really to align. If you want to really promote a good culture, a desired culture in your institution, think about first attitude. Salim is good in doing things. Ahmed is good in doing that. Fatma, she's good in that. And take six months and focus on these key behaviors, okay? So you'll not deviate from important issues. Well, if you are a leader, don't really say too much. People, they see what you do, not what you say, if you are a leader. If you are a director in the middle here, just don't focus only on objectives. Don't tell your employees on the objectives. Focus on key behaviors. Well, this is a model you can use. I have developed a lot of models in risk management. And if you come to SQ, I can show them to you. Never used before anywhere in the world. I can assure you that this is coming from an experience of 28 years as a professor in physics and nanotechnology. I'm trying to combine science and risk management. Well, the first thing, you can define the key behavior. You identify your objectives and you define the key behaviors. You can observe behaviors. By the way, you cannot measure, very difficult to measure behavior, okay? Let's say, for example, respect. How can you measure respect? But you can observe respectful language or disrespectful language. to measure behavior is not easy. So you observe, you can consult leaders. Leaders with the empathy and the experience, they always help. Really, you can define key attitudes, taba. Then after that, you need to inspire people. You communicate your vision. You can tell positive stories and negative stories. We have lost a lot of money. We have injured people, or we have made benefits, positive and negative stories. You have to come up with a sense of belongings and purpose. People, they want to know why they are doing that. If you want to enhance the culture, when you inspire people, you enable them. Enabling people, it means you train them, you break very big global goals into mini goals, small things. You bring a teamwork and you correct. Today we have heard Peter saying correcting things quickly, and you praise people, rewarding them. Well, then you have to support them, you mentor them, and it can be listening to leadership opinion or close occupational relationship, two departments that can work together and so on and so forth. Okay? Then you need positive and negative reinforcement to make sure that it is implemented. Then you evaluate it using KPIs, as Peter was talking about today. Well, now this is the most important part of my presentation. The life is changing very, very fast. All of us, we have heard about fourth industrial revolution. Robots will do this and so on and so forth. All of us, we know Trump when he talked about 5G, okay? Internet of Things, big data, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies. The blockchain technology they have their own intrinsic, their own risk, but they can create a lot of opportunities. Now we have a lot of applications based on blockchain technology. Smart cities, okay? Smart materials. These smart materials are going to change my life. If you come to my lab at SQU, I can move an atom from one place to another. I can play with atoms. We can create new materials, okay? And these are going really to change our behavior and change all the rules of health and safety. Well, let me show you this video, which I think the technology is going to happen. So can you play that video, please? Where is he? Otherwise, will you give me a few minutes? So this is 3 minutes video where it is proposed that implanting a chip on human being, okay? And all of us will be clever if we can pay for it, okay? So can you go back? Can you go back and click on, I can do it for you. Wait. Okay, that one. You click on that one. So all of us will be really clever, and it will be very amazing. But it's going to create a problem. Some people who can afford it, their kids, rich people, will be very intelligent. Others will be victims. And it's a very, very nice video. It doesn't happen now, but believe me, it's going to happen. It's a matter of time. It is there. Yeah, so you can everything download. Let us watch this video. Do you have a mic, please? Can you put a mic there? Okay, there is no sound, but I'll tell you, this is a well-known scientist. He's a physicist. I met him a couple of times. And this guy is saying it was a movie, American movie, and where they talked about implanting a chip, electronic chip, into... Okay, then... This is a clever kid, and that's a chip. Okay, the sound is not good. You can stop it. I'm going to explain it. Okay, no problem. I can explain what is there. There'll be people, expertise here, who will be asked about the risk of this. There are going to be a lot of opportunities, but risk associated with that one. Okay, this is a guy in, I think, Stanford, and talking about equations and how this is going really to change. And they're experimenting this, so this is real. Okay, once this happens, no need to go to school. No need to memorize the standards, ISO standard 45 and 1000. No need to know about COSO and enterprise management. No need even to go to school. You can down everything. And even it can control your behavior, okay? If you meet Dr. Khalif, I'm sorry, the only one I know him from Twitter, so first time to meet him. Yeah? On Twitter, we just communicate on Twitter, real time now. Yes, we're always there. So it's going to change our life. Can you stop it? I want to continue because otherwise they'll stop me. So it's a chip inside our mind. Just stop it and go back to my presentation, please. No, thanks. Back to the presentation. Okay, can you? Now, what did that mean? It means that, the next slide. Okay. Okay, good. It means that the standards needs to change. In fact, this is ISO 31000 2019. Already, it used to be 2009. And this one is a new one, 2017. They have changed it. And here, sorry, this is, 16 or 17. This one is COSO 2017. So they're changing. Today, we heard Dr. Khalifa talking about legal dimensions. They need to change because the life is changing very fast. We heard about Mr. Ahmed Al-Ma'mari about insurance, NIBOSH, IOSH, Samara, everything needs to change, believe me. I can assure you, inshallah, Allah yatiha al-umr, after 5 years, she'll be providing different courses just to cope with these technology changes. So we need new tools, okay? If you take, for example, operational risk, it's a risk due to process, people, systems, and external events. We need to inject business process re-engineering, business process management. These are field needs to be fused in risk management. We need to talk about behavior science, IT performance management, business intelligence and strategy in order just to keep with this technology change. Yeah? So a lot of changes need. Forget about the risk register. Now people are talking risk register, Sijil al-Makhatir. This is an all to me at Sultan Qaboos University. We are trying to come up with a very, very dynamic risk register which can change in front of you. And instead of showing only threats, it shows also opportunities and the correlation between them. So you can see the thick line means this has a very strong relationship with that because risks are connected. They are not isolated. Well, this is my demo of the first one. I was grown up in a garage by my father, and this is very, very important. If you have very good culture, then you'll have very strong resilience. Resilience is the ability to go back to normal situation or flexibility. So after Oman, when we had a gono, or if you have an employee who had done something bad, the situation will be this, or sanction of Qatar or FIT, this is happening. Once you remove that, this is going back to normal situation, okay? We call this, in Arabic, jampinat, in English, shock absorber, in French, amortisseur. Yeah, so it's the ability to go back. Marwa, where is my ball? When? Yes, it's exactly like this. Once you have a problem, a big disaster, like that. This is Iran. The force is not moved. But once you release it, it's how fast you go to back situation. So this is very, very important. I need to put this because of... Okay, let us continue. Where is... Okay. Now, in order... by the way, you can see this here. Let me tell you this. This is very nice because I just bought a car for my wife. Okay? Going back, as a scientist, going back to normal situation, it's just like when you have a new car, you have these 4 shock absorber in your cars, 4 wheels. Your car will just oscillate like that. We call it damp oscillation. Then oscillation will decay exponentially very fast, like this one here, like this one here. It will go down very fast. So this is your new car. This is when you have a situation and you go back to normal situation. But if you have my old car, it's not showing here, it's just like that. Okay? So then you'll go to the garage Ma'abela and change, or Wadi al-Kabir, change your shock absorbers, or jumping out. They are not good. This is when your resilience is very, very bad. You are not prepared. Gono came and we took 1 year to go back, but we learned from that. So if you want to have, I have 2 slides. If you want really to have a very strong resilience, then you need to think about people, they say, good crisis and reputation management. Then you need to have a business continuity plan and disaster recovery plan. The disaster recovery plan is just before and during and after the disaster. You have to be proactive, okay, and based on scenario analysis. So if you just try to imagine what might happen and you put a scenario there and you become very proactive. You need talented people during the crisis. Speed is very important. Competencies, transparency is very, very important during the crisis. Strong identity is one of the key points. What is the identity of your company? What is the identity being an Omani, for example, when you have a Guno or a crisis? What is the identity being, for example, a Qatari when you have a sanction, sudden, emerging risk? We call them black swans, okay? All of these are very, very important. You need a very strong technical team. But the most important thing is strong risk culture. Now, but you might be surprised with a small fish which will have a potential, sharp potential. I can show you very simple. I'm a physicist. I can run some Monte Carlo simulation and equations based on conservation energy and continuity equation, then show you that a butterfly can cause a tsunami or a hurricane. Theoretically, we can do it, okay? So you know what happened to Bouazizi in Tunisia and what happened after that. A small thing can create a disaster, so don't ignore it. Here we have a lot of small things, HSE issues. Yes, you need to put something about it, but don't forget about big things which can create a big catastrophic event, okay? So to show that, I have my girls here, they are employees in my office. No, in fact, that will fall down, it might, okay? No, leave it, I'll be here. You see, this is a small thing, a small problem in your company. Somebody came and complained, Khalid. In Arabic, we say, tanisho. Yeah, it's not important, a small issue. This one, believe me, can make this building collapse. Okay, I'm not going to talk about physics related to this, but look to this big, I made it in Ma'abela, by the way. Okay, so let us try to see, Marwa, if you can just push it. I'll be here just because I don't want to break this screen here. Otherwise, Samara will say, pay for it. Okay, just a small thing can create. I hope it will work. Okay, do it. Okay, so you have seen that. It's just a small thing. Don't ignore it, please. Yeah? And can you go back to my presentation? I need to summarize. Okay, can you play that one? Okay, so we have seen both sides of the coin. When we talk about risk, think about opportunities, because our mind are always, when you say khatar, la la la, Maria, khatar. Risk is not bad. Think about the other side of the coin, opportunity. We have said that we are living in dynamic era. We need to cope with it. We need to adapt the changes, maybe through and supported by change management. Culture is related to attitude and behavior. It's very, very important in risk management. Strong culture will lead into strong resilience, and which is going back to normal situation. All above these things can really lead to loss prevention and creation of value, and thank you.